What's going on, guys? Roger here with QVO Tactical. As most of you know, today is the launch day for a new firearm hitting the market. This is our video on that firearm, and I'm just going to start with this. We were all very impressed with this new gun on the range. Of course, I'm talking about the new Springfield Armory Echelon. Now, as always, I like to tell you guys how I go about getting these products in for review. You guys all know that we have a great working relationship with the team over at Springfield Armory. They let us know earlier this year about a new gun coming to market and provided us with these firearms in order to make this video, manufacture holsters and gear for you guys, and for future content on our channel. Now, before we get into the range footage, if you guys could do us a favor and give us a thumbs up down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new here. By showing us some support, this does help out our channel and helps us get more reach, allowing us to bring you guys more of these videos. All right, with that out of the way, let's get into it. As always, we recorded our first rounds through the gun, so here is that footage now. All right, guys, out here on the range, getting our first rounds to the new Springfield Armory Echelon. Already out of the box, just doing some dry firing stuff. The grip texture feels really good, and the trigger, really impressed with it, honestly, during dry fire. Gonna shoot my first rounds to it now, see how it is. We got some MagTech 115, and here we go. Woo! That felt really good. Return to zero quickly. I haven't shot with a regular RMR in a while, so the window is definitely a little smaller. But we're gonna go up here and look at the hits. Let's go over here, Gabe. Not a super fast cadence, but not slow by any means, and we're shooting all alpha. I just moved the red dot over, co-witnessed it with the irons, and we're getting solid hits. But yeah, the trigger did feel just as good as the dry fire to me. The reset was super clean, the break is very nice, and the take up just gets you to the wall. You can definitely feel right when you're at the wall and it's gonna break. Something I really enjoy. It's very similar to like, felt similar to like high-end Geisley two-stage triggers on AR to me. With that being said though, I'm gonna have Gabe and a new guy that's hopping on the range with us today for his first time, Landon. They're both going to shoot it, give their first thoughts, and we'll see what they think. All right, we got Gabe up now. First rounds to the new Springfield Armory Echelon. Go for it, bud. What are your thoughts?
That felt pretty good, honestly. The trigger felt really nice. It all went where I wanted it to go, considering that we haven't like fully zeroed zero, but that still felt really good too. This thing's pretty sweet.
Let's go look at your hits.
You got all, mixing with yours, but all A-zone. Yeah, the thing's pretty sweet.
All right, Landon, you're up. All right, guys, we have a new shooter on the range with us, our buddy Landon from Ventura Munitions. If you're local and you've been in the shop, this guy has definitely probably helped you out. He had the day off, asked him if he wanted to come shoot, so he's here getting his first rounds on the new Springfield Armory Echelon. Go for it, bud. Woohoo! What do you think, man?
First impressions, that trigger is wicked. It tracks right back where I want it to be. I threw a couple shots low, but it wants to go fast.
Nice. Let's go look at the hits. I'm pretty sure you ran that faster than any of us did. So mostly alpha, 3 Charlie, but still good, man. What you think? You gonna pick one up?
Most definitely, man. I don't know what it's gonna be coming out of MSRP, but I want one.
So as you just saw, we were all pleasantly surprised with our first rounds through the gun. The grip texture, undercut trigger guard, and the trigger are very impressive for being straight out of the box. Next thing we did was to get these guns zeroed. All right, guys, so looks like we got one flyer, but then the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds are right here. Very nice group. So we're gonna go based off of here. So it looks like 2 inches down and then 1 inch left, and we should be good to go. All right, guys, so made my adjustments, 16 clicks to come down and then 8 clicks to go left, and we should be right about zero. Here we go. And we got one flyer here, but the other 4 or 5 rounds, touching dead center. So that one is zeroed. We do have a second echelon on the range that we got an SRO on. So we're gonna zero that one real quick and then we should be good to go. And I will take that zero all day long. Good to go. All right, next up, bill drills.
Ready.
I threw the first shot over the head, but what do we got? Total time, 1.9, still sub 2. What was the first shot?
Your first shot was a .95.
I missed so fast. Let's go again.
Ready.
Woo, 1.8 and clean. Best split was a .14. What was the first?
First shot was a .96.
Hey-oh, let's go one more. Tack mag this real quick. On you.
Ready.
Had a low grip and it caused the gun to muzzle rise up on me, go over the head. So 1.72 was faster, but I did miss a shot. Let's do one more.
Ready.
That grip felt solid for a 2.07. So I'll take the 207 over the 1.7 to get all my hits clean. I think I got enough for one more. Go ahead.
Ready.
I'll talk about it in the studio, but the grip angle for me, it is very similar to a Glock. And what I mean is for me, I have to cant my wrist forward to bring the muzzle down. So my first shots, I'm shooting a little high and then I can see it and I adjust from there. What was the time for that one?
Your first shot was a 1.02. Total time was a 1.85.
1.85, let's go again.
Ready.
When I drive it out, I come up with my wrist canted forward, presented, and I would shoot a Glock. I'm right there, it lines up, and the gun just returns back to zero every single time. What was the total time for that one?
Total time was a 2.23. Your first shot was a 1.39.
223. All right, I got one more. Here we go.
Ready.
There it is. What was that one?
Total time was a 1.78. First shot, 0.95.
So 178 clean with the 9.5 draw out of a retention duty style Safariland holster. I'm gonna have the guys hop up here with our secondary OWB holster, bring the SRO and see what kind of times they get. Here we go.
Ready.
Seven shots total. I think you had one miss. First shot was a 136. Go ahead and run 6 rounds. Here we go.
Ready.
242. First shot was a 138. Your best split was a .18. Let's get you sub 2. Stand by.
Ready. Ready.
231, one miss.
Ready.
Counting's always the hardest part with bill drills.
Genuinely.
Ready.
.220 clean.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, we got Landon up for some bill drills now.
Ready.
Got a total time 2.21. I think you had one miss. A lot of misses. Oh, a lot of misses.
Ready.
Oh!
Short stroke that.
trigger freeze, but dude, you were blazing.
I got, how many you need? 5?
6.
6. 6 holster.
Ready.
7 shots, 238.
Ready.
Woo-hoo-hoo. That 13 split at the end. You got a 187 total, but you got to get all the hits. Let's get it clean. Here we go.
Ready.
There you go. 247, clean bill drill, best split 16. So this is your first time running bill drills from a holster, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man,
All that stuff.
bro, to get a 247 after only what you had like 5 or 6 tries at it.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Good stuff, man.
So those bill drills were literally the next rounds out of the gun from our first rounds on camera and zeroing. I was pretty stoked to get sub 2-second times from the Safariland ALS holster right off the bat. Now, if you're curious about how we filmed the bill drill portion of this video, we used the new shot timer from Shooters Global. Guys, this is a really cool shot timer that syncs up with your cell phone and allows you to record your drills while using their app, and it overlays the shot times onto your footage. The unit itself is very robust, and it includes a magnetic holder that easily clips onto your belt. If you're interested in picking one of these up, please use our code QVO Tactical at checkout, as well as the link provided on our website, QVOreviews.com. Using our link earns us a small commission of every single sale, and it helps support the channel with range and ammunition costs. Now, Springfield was nice enough to include the new Safariland ALS holster for the Echelon handgun with our media kit when they sent us this gun. While out on the range, I wanted to run some failure drills utilizing the gun in a duty configuration versus the gun in a competition configuration. Here's how that went. All right, guys, while out on the range, I decided let's run some failure drills, but let's put a little twist on it. So we have 2 of the Echelons, one set up with an SRO, more competition optic, and the other set up with more of a duty optic, the RMR. We also have a Safariland level 2 ALS holster, as well as our more competition, just range holster, our secondary OWB made by us, QVO Tactical. So I figured we'll run some failure drills on Kit Badger's targets. So obviously 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, and then we'll run it for time and see what the differences are between the 3 shooters with the different setups. Here we go. First run, stand by. Nice clean hits in that nasal cavity for a 282. We're gonna go again. Yeah, we'll do one more with this setup. Here we go, stand by. Good clean hits again. So for 266, let's go up and take a look at the hits. So all good center hits. We're hitting heart, we're hitting lung, and then coming up and we're hitting that nasal cavity as well as the ocular cavity where you want to be in that T box. So I'm going to run the drill now with the SRO setup out of our just friction retention secondary OWB holster, and we'll see if we can beat a 266. All right, got the other setup now, the SRO and a friction style range holster, more designed for competition, just range use. But we're trying to beat 266. Let's see how we do. Here we go. Looks like we got the his right, our left lung, and a good nasal cavity shot for a 195. So definitely over a half a second faster. Let's go again. .225, so that is only about 0.4 seconds faster, but really good hits. Taking a look here, first 2 were the right lung, and the second 2 dead center in the heart. First shot was a good nasal cavity shot, second was a little high above the eye. So I'm gonna have the guys try that now and see how they do, but 266 duty, and the other one was a sub 2. I can't remember the exact time, I'll have to look back on camera, but let's have Gabe hop up here and see what he gets. All right, we got Gabe up now, 7 yards out, failure drills, here we go, stand by. How are we looking?
2 were about center in the chest. My headshot was just the side of his right eye.
Gotcha. For a 3.30, let's go again. Stand by. And we got a 3.87. Let's go look at the hits.
So my first drill was these two and this one. Second drill was this little bit wider and then right in this that little T-box area right underneath his left eye.
Gotcha. All right, let's try it without the retention holster.
Cool.
All right, now for the setup with the SRO. Here we go, stand by. .296, so definitely faster. Let's go again, stand by. .257, let's go look at the hits.
My first drill was these two more centered in this top. Second was the slightly wider and underneath the other eye.
So almost the same hits, but just a little faster. For me, I'm definitely noticing using the SRO over the RMR, just a lot more window there.
Definitely is.
All right, let's have Landon hop up here. All right, we got Landon up now. You've never run a duty style like ALS holster or anything like that, right?
Never in my life.
All right, first time for everything. Here we go. For the world to see, stand by. Total time is 2:62. Let's go again, stand by. And that was a 2:37, so the first run was slower than the second. Let's go look at your hits.
So we're going to be missing one hit in the head cavity here, right? But we're going to ignore that guy because we did pretty good over here.
Nice.
So we got two here and then two here on the second.
All good center mass, and then you got one right in the nasal cavity, and then the other one flew over.
So I'm assuming, yeah.
All right, let's have you run it on a more of a holster you're used to with the SRO.
Let's do it.
All right, 2:37 is the time to beat. Let's go, stand by. A 194, definitely beat it there. We'll check the hits here in a second. Let's go again, stand by. And a 189, let's go look at the hits.
So those were the two new ones. And
So we got a lung and just below.
I got another one right here.
Nope, up top in the neck, right there, and then on the lung. Or actually, no, we haven't marked the other ones.
Yeah, so this was 2 rounds. This was
Gotcha, I see
other
it.
one went. And then this was supposed to be my headshot.
Oh, gotcha.
I was coming up and that trigger's really good. That's what I'm trying to say. Great trigger. But yeah, I got a little too excited. Released that shot a little too soon. It's supposed to be up here in the nasal cavity. Great trigger. I just need more time behind it to learn it. But so far, it's an easy gun to shoot.
Now, speaking of triggers, I wanted to take some time to go over exactly why we think this trigger is so great out of the box while we were out on the range.
All right, guys, I want to take a second to talk to you about the trigger while we're out on the range. Gun is clear, so you can see here, nice pre-travel. It goes right to that wall, and then it's a very nice, clean break. On the reset, it's very little. Right there, we're back in business, and you can break it again. I'm gonna load up here in a second and show you guys what it looks like live, but it's very deliberate. Like, it goes straight to that wall. There's not like a difference in the take-up amount. It's a pretty solid pull-through, so consistent weight as I get to that wall, and then a very clean break right through it. Very impressed with the trigger out of the box. Let me load up some rounds right here, and you'll see it live. All right, guys, loaded up with some 115s now, and I just want to go over it again. There's that nice pre-travel, gets right to that wall, and a very consistent break, meaning that as you press through, it's the same amount of pressure going all the way through with the pre-travel and the break, and then the reset right here. Very, very short reset. So as far as polymer striker handguns go, I don't think I've seen a better trigger out of the box so far. So really digging it.
In addition to that awesome trigger, the gun tracks really well. As the slide is cycling, you can quickly reset the trigger and set up for your next shot. The optic automatically returns to 0 just as you're ready to break that next shot, and essentially keeps that dot in your field of view as the slide is cycling during your entire course of fire. This also makes shooting on the move fairly easy, as you're able to track the dot smoothly whether you're running a smaller window optic like the RMR or a larger optic like the SRO with its very generous window. Now guys, there are many guns on the market that have ambidextrous features. However, there are very few guns, handguns specifically, that are completely ambidextrous platforms. That is not the case with the Echelon, as whether you are a righty or a lefty, you're going to be good to go right out of the box.
All right, guys, so one really cool thing about the new Springfield Armory Echelon is that it's an ambidextrous platform. It's got Ambi mag releases, Ambi slide stops, or slide releases, whichever you'd like to call them. But with that, you can set up your 1R1 drills and do your strong side. For me, being the right side, I can come up, present, fire, perform my reload, boom. Then I can set this drill up again, but as Bill Rapier would say, I can go to my other strong side here, come up, and shoot the drill. Whether I'm lefty or righty, I'm good to go out of the box. So I know that a lot of people out there on the lefty side of the world wish that there were guns made for them out of the box. Well, this is definitely one of them. Now, before we finish up on the range, I wanted to get Gabe and Landon's overall thoughts on the new Springfield Echelon. All right, so before we hop off the range, just kind of get your final thoughts. Gabe, what do you think of the new Springfield Armory Echelon?
So for being right out of the box, like it feels really good. The trigger feels really nice, really smooth, very direct. The grip angle of the gun itself is really good.
Because you're a Glock shooter? I
am a Glock shooter, so it right out of the box feels very, very comfortable. You don't have to really do anything else besides an optic and a light on it, obviously, but it's a good gun. I like it.
All right, we got Landon up now. Your final thoughts on the Echelon after 500 rounds?
So far I'm loving it. Gun shoots smooth. It tracks right where it should be. They got a little relief cut here, like a gas pedal. That helps me out a lot managing recoil. The grip angle was a little different for me. I had a hard time pointing that gun naturally, but more rounds downrange, I'll probably get more used to it. Trigger is crazy good. I've done so many things with my Glock to make it like this, and out of the box, it's already got it. So I'm a fan.
Now, I will be sure to give you guys my overall thoughts on the new Echelon handgun at the end of this video, as I always do. I will go over what I believe to be are the pros and cons, but before we do all of that, let's dive into the specs of this new platform. The Echelon handgun is Springfield Armory's newest offering into the modern striker fired duty handgun. The heart of the new Echelon handgun is the central operating group, which is the serialized portion of the gun. It is a stainless steel self-contained chassis that can easily be interchanged with different grip modules. We're very excited to see other manufacturers in the industry embracing modularity with their new offerings. With this new central operating group, Springfield Armory is doing just that. Another awesome feature of this new handgun is their variable interface system. This allows for the direct mounting of over 30 different optics to the slide of the Echelon firearm. So guys, what does this mean? That means no more stack tolerances, and it means no more having to use adapter plates for your red dots. The firearm ships with different adapter pins for the different optics on the market. The use of these pins allow for the easy direct mounting of very popular handgun red dots from Trijicon, Leupold, Holosun, as well as many others. Another awesome benefit from directly mounting into the slide is the very low co-witness that you get with your backup iron sights. I'm a very big fan of backup iron sights, and I really do like when they don't interfere with your field of view through your optic window. Even with a larger optic base like the Trijicon SRO, the deep cut into the slide allows for standard height sights to provide almost like a lower 1/5 window co-witness. The Springfield Echelon also features very generous front and rear cocking serrations. I appreciate when manufacturers provide front serrations spanning from the front sight all the way back to the ejection port. This prevents your hand from sliding off of the slide during manipulations and getting pinched into the chamber. If you are like me and you have done this many times before while out on the range, make sure to hit that like button down below. Now, sticking with the idea of modularity, the gun comes with 3 different backstrap sizes so that you can get that perfect fit depending on the size of your hand. Speaking of the grip, let's talk about that very unique adaptive grip texture that we all enjoyed from the Springfield Hellcat. In my opinion, this is the ideal grip texture for an everyday carry firearm. It is both smooth to the touch, however, as you grip the firearm tightly, the texture begins to grab and stick to your hand. The trigger guard is both enlarged and double undercut. This aids in the proper indexing of your support hand when firing and allows for you to shoot with gloves on without problems. Speaking of indexing, the frame is equipped with indexing points for your support hand thumb on both sides of the firearm. They are textured, allowing you to engage them without needing to visually see them. The gun will ship with 2 magazines, 1 standard 17-round magazine and 1 additional magazine with a 3-round extension, giving you a total of 20 rounds in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber. Now, let's talk about holsters, guys. When it comes to holsters, you're going to have a lot of options. If you're somebody in a law enforcement capacity or a person that carries a gun on your belt open in public, you are going to want something with active retention. Something like the Safariland duty holster sent to us by Springfield Armory. For those of you who are new to the channel, I have been a longtime customer of Safariland, as their duty holsters were my primary holsters during my time in law enforcement and the private sector. The Safariland holster we used out on the range is their 6000 series, which features their automatic locking system, or ALS. It is an active retention holster which provides the utmost security when carrying an exposed firearm in public. Now, if you're looking for a range holster or something to utilize for concealed carry, Springfield is awesome about working with us here at QVO Tactical prior to launch. We were able to produce the molding needed to have our own Echelon holsters ready for you guys at launch. Holsters like the one you saw in the range footage, which is our secondary on the waistband holster with multiple points of adjustable retention and is compatible with the Safariland QLS platform. You can also purchase holsters like this QVO Tactical inside the waistband holster, which is our more discreet model. Our more discreet model has multiple points of adjustable retention along with a concealment wing, which pushes the grip of the gun in towards the body, removing printing through your clothes. Guys, now if I saw the specs alone without shooting the gun, I would already say that Springfield has a winner. The modularity with both the central operating group for the trigger and serialized portion, as well as the modularity of the variable interface system for mounting optics, already make this a very interesting firearm coming to market. These types of features though, they do not make me think that the gun would have a competitive price point. Well, I could not have been more wrong. The MSRP on this gun is $679, and don't quote me on this, but that probably means you're going to be seeing these in stores for about 600 bucks. So now for my overall thoughts. The new Springfield Armory Echelon pistol definitely has a lot to offer. Modularity, easy direct optic mounting options, an amazing out-of-the-box trigger, and a very competitive price point. This new offering is well designed, it is feature rich, and it's also very easy to shoot on the range, not only for me, but also for both Gabe and Landon. All three of us have different shooting abilities and backgrounds as we all have been shooting for different lengths of time. Now, please understand that our experience is only based on the range session that you just watched. We were out on the range in the desert here in Vegas in about 106-degree weather and for about 4 hours when we put about 550 rounds through the gun. I'm happy to report that we did not experience a single malfunction. Before shooting, I did put some gun lubrication on the rails and metal portions of the barrel at the contact points. Nothing else was needed and the gun ran flawlessly. So overall, I would say that I am really impressed with the new Echelon from Springfield Armory, and that if you are in the market for a new striker-fired pistol, this is definitely one to take a look at. Now for the part of the video that many of you guys have been waiting for, the cons. As most of you know, I am a 1911/2011 shooter, so the grip angle for me is not ideal. The grip angle of the new Echelon is very similar to that of a Glock. As a matter of fact, the Echelon is almost the same exact size as my Glock 17. Side note here though, it does not fit in Glock holsters regardless if they are Kydex or duty holsters. Trust me, we tried. Now, all this means for me though is that I have to slightly cant my wrist forward when shooting because when I naturally present the gun, I am aiming just a little bit high. This isn't a huge issue, but something I want to note for all of you other 1911 guys out there. Several years ago, I took a position with a private company where I was issued a Glock 17, and after a few range sessions, I easily got used to it. I just happened to prefer the grip angle of a 1911 instead. My other gripe is going to be in regards to the magazines. With this gun being marketed as a duty grade striker fired pistol, I do wish that it shipped with more than 2 magazines. I also wish the gun came with either a magwell or had it integrated into the grip. The magazines are pretty flush with the width of the grip, so your reloads definitely need to be indexed and precise for them to be smooth. Now for my last piece of constructive criticism, it's something that I think that we could possibly see in the future. I wish that there was a variant of the Echelon that utilized a full-size grip with a compact slide. I'm a big fan of this style of pistol. I've done it with my staccatos using a full-size P grip and then putting that on a C2 frame and slide. And if I'm carrying a Glock, I'm typically running my 19X or Model 45 as they both use a full-size grip with a compact slide. I hope to see Springfield release the Echelon in a version like this in the future. Also, from their published media guys, there appears to be a threaded barrel variant. This is awesome as you'll be able to shoot the gun suppressed, but you could also install a compensator. Having a compact slide with a threaded barrel allows you to create a compensated model that is flush and the same length as a full size. And since we're also speaking about compensators, I think since we have 2 of these Echelon guns, we might have to reach out to our buddies over at Monsoon Tactical or Vulcan Machine Works to get one of these bad boys ported. Let us know down below in the comment section if that's something that you would like to see here on the channel. Well guys and gals, that's going to wrap up this video. I'm sure with the launch of the Echelon pistol today, you all have come across several different review videos. We do hope you enjoyed ours as we worked very hard on it. If you liked the video, make sure to give us a thumbs up down below because it really does help out the channel, guys. Again, if you are new here, please consider subscribing because we post new videos every week. Big shout out to Alex, Chad, and Stephanie with Springfield Armory for always taking care of us here at QVO Tactical. They've all been big supporters of our brand and we do appreciate it. Thanks again guys for watching, and as always,
always, we'll see you in the next one.